and I will be supporting Arsenal for the first time.
You've not just said that.
I will.
I can't believe you just said that.
I can't believe you just said
I
that.
want, and it's no joke, I want them to do it.
It's the first time in probably my lifetime, and I'm in my 30s, that I haven't seen one world-class player at a time. At this current moment, I've seen something. I've seen fight, and I've seen passion, and I've seen a style of football, and I've seen a proper manager.
I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if it was their C team, D team, E team, F team.
Don't care.
We needed to win the game. We won the game, and there's just so many positives. I mean, when was the last time we could sit here and say we have seen two great hearts from Tottenham?
No.
I don't think we can.
Trust me, there has been encouraging signs.
Yeah.
Very,
Big up, Cumdy.
very encouraging signs, guys. Hello and welcome to Inside Spurs, talkSPORT's dedicated Spurs show where we talk all things Tottenham Hotspur. This show is sponsored by BetMGM. Download the app or visit betmgm.co.uk, 18+, gambleaware.org. Please do gamble responsibly. My name is Abbi Summers and I'm joined as usual by Sonny Snelling from Sonny Talks Spurs and Ricky Sachs from the Last Word On Spurs podcast. Guys...
Are we back?
We're back alive. Just.
Are we back? We can just breathe.
We can breathe a little bit.
This is
My
the
God,
happiest
this is
I've
like
been in absolutely ages.
Like
I just can't believe it.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
We're all
just
like
breathing.
we've got a
breathe
bit of a
again.
glow about
A little
us
bit of
today.
breathing.
I mean, look, that is the first time that we have won back-to-back games since game week 1 and game week 2. I will say it's probably because we've signed a certain pig.
Oh, yeah.
I think that, we've got 100% win rate since we signed her.
My new hat
Your
as
new
well.
hats,
Wasn't allowed
yes.
to wear it today for other reasons, but I just think that might be the reason. That might be the reason that the club maybe knew what they were doing when they made that signing, and we just needed that, kick up the backside.
They did say they couldn't find anyone in Jan, so...
That's what Johan Lang was talking about.
You've got De Zerbi, like a coach, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have said so often that, look, none of us would sit here and say that all these players are terrible, bottom of the table players. But what that just shows you is, well, we all have. But what I'm saying is that, even when you factor in that Brighton game where we were seconds away from a win, he could have had 3 back-to-back wins.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had
With
that.
literally 3/4 of the squad gone.
Yeah.
Finished.
It's amazing what you can do when you put a proper coach.
Amazing what you'd be like, though, having, Maddison as an option, Kulusevski as an option. Kudus. I mean, you just think, the job he's done is remarkable. I will say this now, if we do stay up, and I know it's a long way to go, that guy does deserve a statue. He has been unbelievable. You look at the possession stats, in fact, I think we had, 1 touch in our opposition box in the first hour. So,
no, you have to give him all the credit. And in all honesty, I was quite sceptical. I was about that appointment, just because I just thought with 7 games to go, that is a really big risky
100%
appointment with a manager that's got such a specific style, making the press, a high line. We've been there before. I just thought it was never about his ability as a manager. Yes, we can talk about his personality, and will that probably come to blows in the next 18 months? Yeah, I've seen this story before. But in terms of a manager, coaching, playing style, he's exactly what we as Spurs fans would always like and would want to buy into, because he plays a good brand of football. But what he's done in terms of the man management side and managed to build some confidence from the lowest of the low, you do have to give him all the credit in the world for that.
I think also just on that point you're saying there, Abs, is that, you had a manager in Frank that kept saying to the group, his opening words in his first press conference was, we will for sure lose football matches.
Yeah.
He
was correct.
He was right. I mean, he was right, and he proved right. But Roberto De Zerbi, in the last few weeks, has simply said, I believe this group, rightly or wrongly, can win 5 games in a row. And at the moment, we are on course of winning games, which is all you can ask for. So I think you've got to give immense credit. A long way to go, but so impressive.
Do you know what's so frustrating? And I know that you called for him to come in instead of Igor Tudor.
Yeah.
If they would have made that decision, even... Basically, any decision other than Igor Tudor, I don't actually think that Tottenham would have got themselves into this situation as bad as it's got.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that whole Igor Tudor saga, conceding 20 goals in 5 games, what did we pick up? 1 point as well?
Yeah.
I mean, that was just and he basically just slaughtered the players as well, played everyone out of position. That was... I don't even have a word for what that was. It goes past negligence, it goes past stupidity, it goes past being just a bloody waste of time.
But I think what Ricky says is spot on. It's I've slagged off the players till the cows come home all season. But what we see is there are some managers out there who are different and elite compared to what we've had in the last couple of months, who can get the most out of these players. And just, how many times have we sat on this podcast going, I don't want to see Pellegrini and Bentancur and Gallagher in the midfield.
Yeah.
We saw them in the midfield at the weekend and it worked and it made sense. And we overpowered a midfield in Aston Villa. Don't get me wrong, it was a few changes here and there.
Still a good midfield they put out.
But we absolutely dominated them.
What we would say on that is because of the Pellegrini-Bentancur partnership that we have seen under Thomas Frank, who would sit there and would have said they want to see that?
Yeah.
Spot on.
Like, it had absolutely no movement.
He dug his own grave when he kept picking them and playing them in that style.
It's like you're both saying, it's the element of how he's asking them to play in a positive, front foot, forward-thinking style, rather than, like you said there, surrendering possession, giving the ball to the opposition and looking to really rely on breakaways, which I've always said this about Tottenham. Tottenham as a club, Tottenham as a fan base, I never like to speak for any fan or all fans or whatever, but I think as Spurs fans that we enjoy seeing Tottenham on the front foot, dominating teams and being in control of the ball. What we hate, I think in general, is relying on breakaways, relying on set pieces like we've done for a lot of this season. And the reality is that you can already see, the fans are bought into it with De Zerbi, and I know, again, it's really early days, but he's such a likeable guy. He's a really likeable character. I know it's taken a while for some maybe to warm to him, but if you look at the reaction at Villa Park, the Spurs fans there, they were unbelievable. It was like a White Hart Lane takeover back in the day. There were fans were amazing.
Do you know what I loved the most about this weekend's game? And it's the first time I can honestly say in such a long time I saw passion, I saw pride, I saw people caring about the badge. De Zerbi said in his press conference, you have to die on the pitch. Now, this is what we've all been saying for years. I don't want to see your tears. I don't want to see you crying. I want your performance to show me that you care about this football club. Not at the end of the game. That's all we can ask for as fans. You've got yourself into this situation by being arrogant, having terrible managers, etc. But we as fans need to know that you care as much as we care. And I saw that this weekend. And when I saw De Zerbi go over at the end and he's going like this, going like the inject it, I love that because that is automatically going to endear you to everybody.
Performance as well. The biggest thing as well, we saw a performance probably for the first time since, said to Sonny off air, first time since Man City away, but we beat Man City every season, Sonny, so that
it doesn't count, no, that's not
massive.
No, it was massive. And let's talk about Gallagher because in all honesty, he has got a lot of sticks since coming in. Obviously, it's not great to just single out one player because again he comes in the January and we're already kind of up creek without a paddle, let's be honest, and probably couldn't get the best out of him either, but Gallagher's performance on Sunday was absolutely immense. He was everywhere. And last week when we were talking about what we're going to do without Abbi Summers having someone that can create, having no 10 available at all, I was having conversations with people being like, who watched it, obviously had him at Chelsea or at Palace, being like, can you have Gallagher in the 10? Like when he was at Palace, he was a lot more advanced. I remember him being a bit more of a box-crashing midfielder, late runs, very powerful. He's got the legs for it. And we just haven't obviously seen that, or he hadn't had the opportunity to do that at Spurs with the way that we were playing. So for me, he was in the 10, he was up front, he was at left back, he was at right back, he was a 6, he was an 8, he was absolutely...
He was played perfectly how Gallagher should be played. I think a lot of the issue with these Spurs players is they've been misprofiled.
Massively.
From Archie Gray, Bergvall, all of them are being played... Tell. Perfect example, just... play a player in their position and get the best out of them from their attribute. It's same with Van der Ven at the weekend. I've been slaughtering Van der Ven and saying he's not a leader, but he was there for the sweep-up moments that you want. And going back to Gallagher, it's just whenever you talk to Chelsea fans, Charlton fans, West Brom fans, whoever, that's his best thing. It's picking up the ball, quickly giving it away, and then occasionally he can fire in a goal like he did from the edge of the area. That is the perfect Conor Gallagher.
And
that's
also,
the Gallagher we signed.
When you have Pellegrini and you have Bentancur, I think, again, because we've been so bereft of good performances from everyone, but in particular where we have Bentancur out for such a long time, that it's kind of like we forgot how good he can actually be with his passing ability and on the ball. And having Pellegrini there, I thought that the midfield in particular, and actually I will add in Kevin Danso to that because I thought he was very brave in his performance as well. Very physical, very brave. Just the speed in which they closed down Villa, the vision that they had as well, how to move the ball so quickly. Richarlison as well, another one. I just thought Everyone was great, but I just think as those 4 or 5 players in particular were pretty much why we were so good.
But Sonny said it spot on there. I think you've got players playing square pegs in square holes, right? There's none of this kind of moving about players. I think De Zerbi said it after the game that having Gallagher like that means you've almost got like an extra player. It's like playing with 12 players.
He's got the legs for it.
He's got the legs for it. You know, he can arrive, like you said, Abs, in terms of right time to score in the box. I mean, his goal was brilliant because I think, you know, we had this situation around Frank where we weren't allowed to take shots outside the area because the XG would show that you're unlikely to score.
Whereas the XG was so good.
Whereas now, like you saw in the last few weeks before he got injured, Abbi Summers, Xavi's not taking that shot on if Frank was in charge of the goal he got against Brighton. You see Gallagher shooting from outside the area. I say another thing, Pedro Porro, Destiny Doggy, even those players, how much more confident they look being played in a front
Porro's best game in about...
But you know why? You know, Porro,
no
disrespect to Porro, he's not asking to invert, he's not asking to do a job.
Well. That's the thing.
He's not asking to do a job that he's not used to doing. You know, he was bought from Lisbon as a fullback. De Zerbi's saying, I want you to play as a fullback, the same as Destiny Doggy. And again, like you mentioned there, Danzo, I think we all like Danzo because for what you may not get in terms of Romero with those kind of eye of the precision balls, you're going to get, like you said, Abs, bravery, commitment, desire, some of the things that we've questioned around some of this Spurs group this season. Van der Ven looks like a better player with having somebody next to him that is fully committed.
Kinski after what he did.
Yeah, Kinski, I mean, just on Kinski, I think the big thing to say is I think we've had less than 10 shots against us in the last 3-4 games, which psychologically, I don't know if you guys agree, I'm so much calmer now with Kinski in goal. I'm not freaking out when a corner's against us or a set
piece. If Vicaro was in there, I think we'd be struggling because the passing's not as good.
I agree.
And I also have to say, I feel calm without Romero there as well. I know that
You're right, you're not maybe get like
I know I really don't like
He'll be
Romero
off anyway, I wouldn't worry.
Like, I know that I am part... I can't wait to see the back of him personally and him not be my club captain. But I just think that with Kinski, we did talk about it last week, that I think the mentality for him to come back after what happened to him, absolutely amazing.
I was convinced he was done, Ebbs. I don't know about you. I was convinced Kinski, after that 17-minute horror show in Atleti, I thought he was done. To show the character and resilience to come back, you know, it's football. It's a game you're playing in front of thousands and thousands of people, millions watching it around the world. You know, he's been able to channel all of that and come back and play the way he's been.
And he's been really good. Anytime we have actually faced a shot. I mean, again, it was a shame that we actually conceded on Sunday. But, you know, he's just been very good and he definitely he makes me feel calmer. I completely agree with you, Rick, there. So let's have a look at this Villa team selection then, because this is a debate that is clearly sweeping the nation, that how dare Villa make so many changes. Now...
What a disgrace to the UK.
What a disgrace. What a disgrace.
Said Rory Jennings.
Everyone's hate watch was ruined on Sunday. I've never heard such ridiculous...
The world was against us.
Ever.
The world was against us.
Why has no one ever said this, really, or gone on so much about it when it's another club?
Where was the same vibes when Palace played West Ham and Palace players were out on the piss,
on the Thursday.
a few days before? Where was those vibes?
I didn't hear anyone
no one was saying anything.
I heard no uproar whatsoever.
Yeah, because it's against us, not for us.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all
the
about.
narrative out there is unbelievable. And people still forget as well, we've been playing with, half or three-quarters of the squad injured for most of the season.
Yeah, we had more than 7 changes.
So, like,
we had 11.
even the Tottenham side to place Villa, that wasn't our 80.
We should start taking that United quote. What do they say? Hated, adored, never ignored.
Yeah.
Because that seems to really fit us.
Millwall, no one likes us.
I've said it on so often on here, as everybody knows, like, there is this kind of worldly... great feeling about Tottenham being relegated. Everyone wants to see us down, bar Spurs fans worldwide. And now the fact that we are showing progressive steps to climb out, people don't like it.
They don't like it.
But why did it matter? Because let's think about it. First of all, they still had Emi Martinez in goal.
Yeah.
They had Matty Cash. Lindelof's played a lot of games this season, so has Maatsen. Tielemans was still there. Bogart's played a lot of games.
What about Sancho? Sancho on his day at club is not
Tammy
a bad
Abraham. I mean, let's be honest, even though it was their
Watkins came on in the 60th minute.
It wasn't kids.
No.
Let's be real.
No.
Yes, they lack cohesion.
No.
But at the same time, they looked like they did not care.
But it also
they
made
literally
sense.
looked like they wanted to be anywhere else other than at
It made sense because Thursday is more important for them. They can afford to. They've got such a gap over Bournemouth in 6th. If they win the Europa League, it doesn't matter because Bournemouth will get it anyway.
But
so
those players that were in there, yes, there are a mixture that most of them are their squad players. But I think it's a real missed opportunity for Villa. Not that I care, but it's just. you know, you could have given yourself a performance or something to make Emery maybe go and change something.
That's what they said on commentary.
I just really thought to myself, I mean, I thought second half, there's no way they're going to come out as bad as they did. They were actually worse.
More the same,
But I think, you know, if you look at Forest and the day after, and the fact that they made 8 changes, and again, I don't see anywhere in the media.
Anyone talking about that?
Anyone talking about that? But to also back up that fact now, I mean, it's got nothing to do with us, we don't care, it's a Tottenham podcast, but the reality is that Forest now going to a situation for them where they've gone on the back of 2 successive wins going into that
momentum
game against Villa, and their confidence is down. But look, for us, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if it was their C team, D team, E team, F team.
Don't care.
We needed to win the game. We won the game, and there's just so many positives. I mean, when was the last time we could sit here and say we have seen 2 great halves of football from Tottenham?
No.
I don't think we can,
Honestly,
bar the Man City game, second game of the season.
It is so true. Like, I honestly can't think of...
That stat as well, there was a stat before they scored the goal, that would have been the first time a Villa Emery side have never had a shot on target in a game.
There you go.
Well, it's just it shows you everything. And I do think, I don't want to take anything away from us in that regard, because that's what people like to do. Oh, Spurs only
You can't have 2 of the same thing. You can't have bad Villa, good Spurs. It has to be, you know,
it has to be one or the other. Like, let's be honest, as anyone that has watched Spurs week in, week out, not the people that have jumped on the hate-watching train in the last couple of weeks, as us Spurs fans who watch it every single week, trust me, there has been encouraging signs.
Yeah.
Very, very encouraging signs, guys, OK? And I won't even just put it on that game. At Sunderland, there were moments of encouragement. Not enough
and
to
Brighton
win a game.
We saw as well until the 96th minute equaliser. The performance was there against Brighton.
Wolves was a slog, though.
Wolves was a slog.
Yeah. That's why, again, to go back on your point I've used it off air as well, is that there have been many saying, oh, couldn't you see these positive steps coming? Well, in reality, when you watch that Wolves game, no one's going to watch that Wolves game back, but we were coming off the back of that game, you lose Xavi, potentially lose Solanke for the season, you are sitting there thinking, where are we going to score a goal?
Yeah.
Who's going to score a goal? And I think the thing with De Zerbi going back to his presser on the Friday, where he said, look, I don't want to hear any negativity, any moaning, like you said about dying on the pitch. I just think his mentality has rubbed off on these players, where, again, I go back to the opposite effect when I said, Thomas Frank, how bad he's making these players look. I go back and also say something about De Zerbi. I think De Zerbi's making probably these players better than what they are in certain circumstances, but let's hope that feel-good factor continues to the end of the season, because I think we all know that, look, we need a massive overhaul come the summer. Like, regardless whether we stay up or go down, like, I think this summer for Tottenham is going to be absolutely insane in terms of what needs to change. I'm talking about upstairs as well as, you know, on the pitch.
Without a doubt. I mean, look, we're not even going to talk about the transfer situation at the moment, but if you look at who is just currently out, Abbi Summers, Odeberg, Kudus, Kulusevski, Romero, Solanke, Davis, Vicario, and obviously Maddison is back. But
as a cheerleader on the bench.
He ain't back. So we'll also put Maddison into that bracket as well. You find me another team that wouldn't struggle.
Why is no one talking about that,
because
though?
no one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares about that. It just doesn't wash with their narrative, does it? No. Any team will struggle. But when Saka's out, or when, I don't know who else, if Bruno's out for one game, not that he ever really misses a game, but you know what I mean.
100%.
Like, any other team that has got more than 3 players out, it's a crisis.
Yeah.
Us.
We've been out for the last 4 or 5 months.
We've had it for back-to-back seasons. Back-to-back seasons.
Yeah, back-to-back-to-back.
True, back-to-back-to-back, in all honesty. But yeah, I mean, I think that, if he does keep us up, obviously, it will be tremendous to come in and do that.
Honestly, the job he's done, if he keeps us up, like, I think a few weeks ago, especially on air as well, we were all sitting there thinking, where is the next win going to come from?
None
like,
of us
we were literally on the floor. And I'm not saying we're definitely going to stay up, but like I said back at the start of this, that noose, I don't know if you guys were feeling it right, it's awful. You go and check that Premier League table, and you're just thinking, this is like this impending doom. Like, you're thinking...
It was when we came out of it the week before, and then the Everton, and then they dropped back in.
Yeah,
that was the thing.
Only we got the Everton against City instead of West Ham.
That would have been nice.
But that's the key thing about that Wolves game.
Which Everton will we get?
That's so key about the Wolves game, Sonny. You're right there. For like 8 minutes, you were out of it, right, and you were feeling, oh my God, I can breathe. So not only do Everton obviously go and get the winner, you then have the handball situation, which was, again, how was that not a handball? Then on top of that, you then lose Xavi for the season.
I've had West Ham fans today to me go, oh, but we were very unfortunate and unlucky against Brentford. I'm sorry, if you see what we've had against us...
Did you watch the Brentford game?
No.
OK, I would... Do you know what I actually would say?
You're going to say, aren't you?
The score lines this weekend, especially on Saturday, because I was doing them for talkSPORT Goals, the Newcastle game did not tell you the whole story, and the Brentford game did not either. West Ham were extremely poor defensively, but they had chances.
Yeah,
the Mavropanos one got ruled out, offside, but they had chances. And on another day, that scoreline is not that scoreline.
But how many times have we said that in the last few weeks about us?
Yeah, sure. And if it goes for you, it goes for you. And the same with
He's
Newcastle.
pushing Gabriel, then drags him getting pushed.
VAR incidents with us.
It wasn't even just the VAR incidents. They just were a bit unlucky in certain situations. One day it goes, we need a bit of luck change for us.
We haven't had a penalty all season. We still haven't had a penalty all season.
But you had to get in the box to get one of them. We didn't do that for a while.
That's very
we were allergic to it.
All right. Would you rather West Ham upset the title race or Arsenal beat West Ham to increase our chances of survival? Sonny, will come to you first.
So I'm going to be the controversial one, aren't I?
No.
I want Arsenal to batter West Ham next week. We need it. I'm sorry, we need it. We're working out earlier. If they beat West Ham and then we beat Leeds, there's only 1 point we need and we're safe. I don't fancy going into these final games after the result against City and Everton. The title's done to me. It's Arsenal's. They've got their hand
Not
on
if West
it.
Ham beat them.
No, I think it is, and it has to be done. And Arsenal are going to be in jubilant mood. They want to go, and this has been a bogey team for them, so they need to still, every year they're wanting to prove something. This is now another thing they have to prove. You've got Goalkeeper is on fine form. Saka's now coming back into form. They need to go and do a statement, and I will be supporting Arsenal for the first time.
You've not just said that.
I will.
I can't believe you just said that.
I can't believe you just said that.
And it's no joke. I want them to do it. I want them to go there, beat them 5-0, put them to the sword.
Well, let me go to the complete other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, Rick, please.
I wouldn't want an Arsenal fan to win a Tiddlywinks match, let alone win anything. So, there's no way. They're
going to win it anyway.
Football in terms here, tribalism. I celebrate a goal against Arsenal as much as I celebrate Spurs scoring a goal. That is how much I detest Arsenal.
Likewise.
Football-wise. So I could never, ever sit here and say, I want Arsenal to win a football match, ever.
Agreed.
In terms of the game itself...
You're thinking about it.
My worry is, I think, Abbi said it off air, that, does a point make us feel better? My only concern about that is then we are level on points with West Ham going into the Leeds game. We're above them on goal difference, which means we are still out of the relegation zone. But Leeds are one of those weird teams where... I feel like it's been safe for the last few weeks, but they're playing so well without any real need to have to put performances in, but still do.
But they did play Burnley at the weekend. Yeah. I know that they obviously have been on a much better run, and they are basically all
we need to do our job, but we've got also support. We've got to support Arsenal. We've got to support all the teams that West Ham, Newcastle, and Leeds.
Support Arsenal.
I will.
I actually want to go and get a bar of soap and wash on out.
I will be.
Like, you're making me feel ill.
I'll be celebrating if they score goals.
No, Sonny, I will. You're going to make me actually leave the studio. I can't.
The thing is, West Ham can win that match, and West Ham can win that match. We can beat Leeds, and nothing really changes.
No, of course.
But the reality is, there's no way I can go into having to bear to watch that game, West Ham Arsenal, and actively cheer on Arsenal to win the game.
I'm with you. There's no way. Hell will freeze over. Hell will literally freeze over.
You've got to ask the viewers to let us know in the comments.
I know what they're going to say.
Intrigued. I can't believe anyone out there is going to want Arsenal to win. But
they're going to say we're pathetic.
But I do agree. Where I say with Sonny's, I think there's certain fans that are saying, look, don't worry about Arsenal, focus on Tottenham. But at the same time,
it's done. I'll be saying this if they were in the title race, if they weren't in the title race. We just need any team now to do us a favour. We wanted Chelsea. I wanted Chelsea to win yesterday.
But that's why I disagree. I think, having seen the way we've played the last few games, I don't think we need favours from teams anymore. I think we've played that well in the last game.
Though. It's still only 1 point.
But it's in our hands.
It's back in our hands.
It's back in our hands.
And we've got to do our job, but I'm just saying...
We have to do our job. There's never, ever going to be a world where I will ever back Arsenal to win anything.
I'm with you,
It's never. I would always rather... What I would do, as a compromise with myself, is I would take a draw. I would take a draw.
Flip the question, though. If Arsenal win, say it's 1-0, would you be happy?
No.
You wouldn't be happy.
I can't be happy that Arsenal are happy.
No, but take the result out.
One closer to them doing the
But take the result. West Ham lose. I'd be happy.
I still wouldn't be happy.
I'm going to be absolutely ecstatic.
I wouldn't be happy.
I'm going to be buzzing.
Look, I've made a career of generationally hate watching people. Like, I'm never going to be happy with that.
I'm with you, Abs. I can't see it.
Arsenal then slip up the week after. City keep winning the rest of their games.
They're not going to slip up against
Arsenal's games remaining.
And they're not going to slip up against Palace, because Palace are going to have...
So we might as well get it over and done with then.
Or we can actually just give us a little bit longer in a title race, can't we? But what I would say is we do have to do our job. Now, it is mental to me that you and I, Rick, are sitting here saying that... we would back us now to get out of this.
Based on what we've seen the last 90 minutes.
Based on what we've seen, yeah.
The last 90
one 90-minute game.
Before that, no, not the Wolves game.
I have not been able to have one positive thing to say or outlook on life in literally the last 8 months of watching Tottenham.
I agree.
But at this current moment, I've seen something I've seen fight, and I've seen passion, and I've seen a style of football, and I've seen a proper manager. Even though we've got what we've got and we've got the injuries, I would hedge my bets. I'd hedge my bets. I'm a betting woman.
Yeah.
Well, so you want West Ham to beat Arsenal?
I'm just saying, if it happened...
not tell me that, please.
I didn't say I want them... No, I didn't say that. I said I would take a draw. I would take a draw. And I would hedge
It's over.
my
Title race is over. Let them
hedge
have
my
their...
bets.
That's the worst thing,
though,
you can't be saying that.
It is over.
He's also he said he'd cheer an Arsenal goal. Disgrace.
I would.
You're making me sick.
You can't be saying that.
You're making me absolutely sick.
Why?
Look, when there's games still to go,
in the context,
that Man City that goal with
if that keeps us in the Premier League, because I'm thinking ahead of next year already. I'm thinking of the big grand scheme of things. You've got Coventry coming up and Ipswich coming up, and then one of the other four with the playoffs. I think we'll be all right next year. Obviously, we need a lot
in terms of what, staying up. What do you mean?
No, but like, I think we can build on from next season. So staying in the Premier League at all costs.
We're going to stay in the Prem.
But we need this.
We're going to stay.
This is part of the. This is part of the storyline.
It's mental. It's absolutely mental.
This is part of the storyline.
This is football. It's the craziest sport. Last week we were convinced we were down.
You're a disgrace, Abbi. You're the disgrace.
I'm seeing encouraging signs.
No, we were actually sitting there thinking, right.
I see encouraging signs.
Abbi Shadow might have to be like put on the back burner.
Listen, and I also was getting.
Are you out the gantry yet?
I was out the gantry. Yeah, I was allowed out. I'm only in the gantry if we lose, and we haven't lost for 3 weeks now. So no gantry for a while. Look, we can agree to disagree. I know what you lot in the comments are going to say.
Difficult.
We're going to be absolutely
There'll be a few.
They're going to be ripping me and Rick apart.
Yeah.
I don't think there will be. I think. It's not saying.
It makes me sick saying it. Like I feel sick saying
it. But those words could never.
I could never
ever come out.
I just have to, wake up, smell the coffee, and realise this is the situation.
I see the coffee.
Arsenal are winning this title, whatever happens. So we need.
I will. Don't know what? As we said yesterday on DR, you will always risk the things you didn't take in.
Oh.
No risk, no reward.
We'll see.
Okay. Okay, so actually yesterday on talkSPORT, we had Spurs fan David called in. This has also wound me up today, sorry. Igor Tudor apparently deserves credit for laying the groundwork that we've now seen a resurgence under De Zerbi. Now, I don't know about you two, but what groundwork has David seen?
Is that his brother David?
Yeah, it must be.
Is that his brother?
David Tudor. Because groundwork. What groundwork do we see?
Fitness. I think their fitness has got better. I would say that they're running more. Like that's what I think.
Were they running more under Igor Tudor?
Oh, they were running. They weren't. Yeah, he got them doing like bloody bleep tests and doggies on the first training.
Incredible, because it looked like they absolutely hated them.
We had a pre-season basically. That was his pre-season was Igor Tudor. We're now in the season. It's only taken like.
So are we saying if De Zerbi gets the stature of keeping us up, we're giving Tudor, what are we giving him?
I think Tudor's a charlatan, don't get me wrong, and it was a really bad decision. And I said at the time, Abbi, that we should have bought Roberto De Zerbi in before him, which, got hit down. But I think the fitness side is where we're looking at it, because obviously not the results, but that's where I think David was getting onto.
I think David just needs to have a long, hard look himself along with you right now as well.
Bar the Liverpool game, it was very hard to see any performances under Tudor. I mean, you think about the fact we lost 3-1 at home to... Forgive me, I've tried to erode this from my memory. Was it 3-1 at home to Palace? Yes. 3-0 at home to Forest we lost?
Yes.
Although, what's the standings now? We're 1 point above West Ham. Igor Tudor's 1 point against Liverpool.
Let's worry about it.
If we stay up on 1 point...
I don't mind. If we stay up and we'll give him that credit for that point...
Could be the 1 point against City.
Yeah.
I refuse to give that guy any credit. He actually made things 10 times worse to a situation I didn't think could get worse.
That's what makes De Zerbi's job even more impressive. Like, when you say that about Tudor and you look at the games that we lost, and even, like, with Frank, like, psychologically, you could just see these players just on the floor, like...
Thomas Frank should get more criticism than Igor Tudor.
This is the mad thing, like, this is the crazy thing. When this season comes to an end, that'll be my... again, I don't really care where Frank goes, but there will not be enough criticism warranted towards what Frank did to this squad.
He shouldn't get another job in the Premier League.
The misprofiling of some of these players.
Yeah.
I mean, even like Gallagher. I mean, Gallagher's had, I think, a hard time from a lot of us in the last few weeks, but you look at Gallagher, like, he just like a player reborn.
Yeah.
I mean, just like in general, I look at, Polina. I mean, Polina's getting like a lot of stick as well. A lot of stick.
I really liked Polina.
I can see De Zerbi, coming into the summer, if De Zerbi stays here, that is, and we stay in the Premier League, I could see De Zerbi want to sign Polina. He said he loves Polina.
I would have signed Polina. He was actually the one at the start of the season.
What you can't argue with Polina is...
One of our top goal scorers.
He's actually done his job, hasn't he? When you think about what Polina was brought in for, he's done the job that he was asked to do. Like, he's not going to be someone that is like a creative midfielder as like a 10. That's why De Zerbi, you know, even in his career, playing as a 10, that's why Gallagher's improved. That's why Xavi
will
improved.
Yeah.
You know, so I just think, you know, De Zerbi connects with a lot of these players. And I'd also wonder as well, like, you know, come the summer, with De Zerbi being there, unlike if it was, all due respect, a Harry Redknapp or a Sean Dyche, how many players actually think, do you know what? I really like this manager. I actually think I want to stay.
Well, I don't think that if it would have been Harry, for example, it wouldn't have been in the summer. Like, it would have been... We would have definitely ended up...
Maybe it's convincing them to stay.
But I mean, convincing to stay long term. I think now, like,
having
having De Zerbi for, like, the last remaining 7-8 games, there'll be a lot of these players thinking, you know what, I actually really like this guy and I think I can progress with a coaching element under him that I'm going to develop my game. Whereas I don't think we've seen that really through the whole season.
We haven't had that for a long time.
And that's the difference with having a coach in there, because I think we said this as well, that, you know, bringing somebody in for good vibes, if it was like a Redknapp or whoever it was going to be, had we lost the first few games, what did you have to go off in the terms of getting them better?
They wouldn't have commanded the respect.
Exactly.
Maybe,
and De Zerbi coaching-wise, you've got to remember, we lost the game against Sunderland.
Yeah.
So we lost the first game. So to think about it, we lost the first game against Sunderland.
We drew.
Brighton, we drew. You know, we lost 2 goals stoppage times in the end of the first half, end of the second half, and still, third game in we get that first win against Wolves, how bad it was. That just shows you how good he must have been on the training ground.
Yeah, because you can actually see the improvements.
You saw that the passing against Villa was so much more intricate. You had the extra runners.
But sometimes it's actually just getting into people's heads. Like, when you are so low on confidence, it's about picking people up.
I agree.
And I think that Thomas Frank has got to be one of the worst people to ever do that.
Unbelievable.
Igor Tudor, even worse, absolutely battered them. And finally, you have someone that can connect with them 100%. On a level and obviously knows what he's doing as well. And it massively helps.
Yep.
You guys were saying about Thomas Frank. I still do think that Thomas Frank is a good coach.
For a certain club.
Yes, for a certain club.
For a certain club in terms of how they want to play.
He was terrible with us.
Yeah.
But I won't take away from what he built and did do at Brentford.
He'll be so...
If you're a Crystal Palace fan, for example, and they're managerless going into the summer, and they announce Thomas Frank, I'd be fuming. After having Oliver Glasner, who's won stuff like Europa Leagues, FA Cups, Community Shield, and you get Thomas Frank, I think I would be absolutely devastated.
Brendan Johnson would be fuming.
Oh, I got away from him.
Come all this way and he's back again.
But I do think it's easy to sit here and look at it like objectively about the job he did at Brentford. Yes, we can say Keith Andrews has done an incredible job, which he absolutely has, and everyone wrote him off.
Without Visser and Mbeumo as well, we've got to remember that.
Of course, but what I would say is that if you look at where Brentford came from, and obviously they are very well run, how they recruit is brilliant, ownership, everything. It's very, very good. But I do think you can't take what he did build away from Brentford.
You're right. The last 9 years isn't all for nothing.
But what Thomas Frank needs to do then is something like what Eddie Howe did. Eddie Howe did the same job at Bournemouth, brought them up from the lower leagues into the Premier League. But then his one main criticism was he couldn't really build a defence. So he went back, he learnt under Simeone how to make a better defence, went to Newcastle. Frank's got to do the opposite. He's got to learn how to forge an attack. Because, he can't, score goals for love nor money.
It's crazy, because if you look at Brentford last season, Visser and...
Yeah. But he might argue that, you gave me Solanke, you gave me Richarlison, I didn't have, a Harry Kane there, with all due respect, Conte, Mourinho...
Kudus. He had money spent, Xavi Simmons.
But in all honesty, he also didn't have Solanke for 5 months. 4 months. But I'm not trying to make it excuses.
But anyway, again, with Solanke, this is also an interesting point. I think it's done him a favour not having Solanke, because Richarlison is almost like someone that lives in the box.
And we haven't mentioned him, have we?
No.
How good was he?
And I think with Solanke, we brought him off one good season at Bournemouth. We've got to be real about that.
Look, and I think anyone that had... But anyone that thought that when you bring Solanke in, you can't...
No one's ever going to replace Harry Kane. No one's ever going to replace Harry Kane.
Generational player. The same way that Son was generational for us in that mindset as well. You've lost those 2 players. You can't replace them with Kudus and Solanke. No disrespect to either player. No. But there's levels to this game. There's absolute levels to it. And anyone that thought that you were going to get half the amount of goals that Harry Kane would get you, they're completely different types of player. Harry Kane can do it all. Yeah. Solanke is injury prone. He did have one good season. He didn't work out at Liverpool. He didn't work out at Chelsea. No. So you have to look at what you're doing. This is the first time in probably my lifetime, and I'm in my 30s, that I haven't seen one world-class player at Tottenham.
Yeah.
And I love Kudus, and I love Kulusevski, and I love Maddison, and all of that, but they're not world-class.
No, you're right.
They're not world-class players.
And that's what makes De Zerbi's job even more impressive, doesn't it?
Yeah. It does. It really does if he keeps them up, especially with the players that we've got. We just touched on Palhinha as well. Would you sign him on a permanent?
If De Zerbi wants him. I mean, that's an easy politician's answer, isn't it? I think how we're going to play next season, providing we're a Premier League club, in comparison to this season, it's going to be different. You know, De Zerbi said that. He said that, you know, but also what I find quite fascinating is that, well, if he's playing like that next season, the way we saw us play, of course, at the weekend, we'd all take that, wouldn't we? Because it was a great front-footed style of football. I think Polina works definitely in certain games against certain teams. Is he what we want long-term? I'm not quite sure. Is he what De Zerbi wants to build his Tottenham team around? I'm not sure. But he seems to suggest that he really liked him. So I think he can work for us in terms of you need somebody that is going to be able to break up play.
And protect the back four.
Protect the back four. And I think, like you said it earlier, Abs, I think when you've got Bentancur, you know, in that kind of pivot role working with Gallagher, that does seem to work. You know, you're allowing Gallagher to roam as a 10, you've got Bentancur as protection, Polina as protection, that quite works. But I think it already comes down to how De Zerbi wants to see us play long-term.
Yeah,
that'll be key, but he seems to really like him.
What about Kolo Muani for you? Where do you stand on that?
I mean, much improves.
Bar's on the floor.
I have to mention there's a guy upstairs called Johnny, and he was like, Kolo Muani now, this will be his generational run. I mean, he can run. He can run.
I think his generational moment was when he's capping the high five.
I mean, that was great. Like,
you ever seen a plaque of the British dude doing the samba?
I was really surprised.
Yes, we love the celebrations. Yes, we love the back of the head kiss on Polina. We love all of that, but on the pitch...
If you had Kudus in that same game, you would have got so many... Like, the crosses would have been better, the final ball. I think he showed a lot of fight. I mean, at the end of the day, he's not a right winger, he's a striker.
Yeah.
So maybe he's being played out of position, but I wouldn't trust him to hold up the ball like Richarlison would. So...
Do you not think, though, Sonny, you know, with Kolo Muani when he came off, like, in that moment, had we not gone on to won that game and he'd done all that with the fans...
Oh. Like Guendouzi when he did
Yeah.
I think Polina, the interesting thing I just want to say about him is maybe assess our options in the summer, because there could be an alternate, like, I know he's being linked a lot because he worked under De Zerbi, but Locatelli at Juventus is an alternate who's maybe a bit more experienced, a bit more well-rounded. And then also what you probably have to do is we have to have an overhaul in that midfield, maybe get rid of a few, because we still need a passer. We still need a six.
I don't actually know if Bentancur will be there after this summer as
well.
We
need a Bentancur replacement.
We need a Bentancur replacement. We need to get rid of Basuma.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, Gray can't really get a look at the moment, can he?
No, but I understand why.
Yeah.
Also, he's young, isn't he? He's a squad option,
like, in all honesty, Bergvall and Gray have worked their socks off for the last 2 years.
Like, they don't even know their positions.
They've played in every position going. They have not had it easy for two players that have literally just come to the club and are really young. What I would say is De Zerbi has looked at that and been like, I need experience in it. Someone like a Polina, get Bentancur back playing, players that have also been at the club a long time and can actually, I'm not saying that they can't hold the weight of responsibility,
no,
actually both of them have held the weight
unbelievably. You're right.
But I just think at a time like this...
They've got places in this squad as well. Like, it's not like they're not playing will mean they're out the door.
I think
this whole team, this entire team, the whole 11, every place is up for grabs.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Every single place.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I just think, again, you know, just on Graham Bell, it just shows you kind of, you know, are they going to be more squad players for more the long term, and we do need to have more senior established first-team players guiding them.
Sure.
I think that's been one of the biggest problems with Polina and Gray. Not that I don't like them, I think they're good players in the future, but no one's been good enough to really show them the way.
But we keep using that word, don't we? Misprofile. Bergvall is the biggest victim of that. He could be a generational talent. Yeah. And we still don't know what sort of midfielder he is because
he's
been
technical.
Yeah.
You know he's a technical player. But again, I also don't think we've had the luxury of getting the best out of him or Archie Gray, in all honesty. And when you're right, Rick, when you talk about having players come through, when you've got a young player that you want to bring in and build and nurture, usually it's in a more stable environment. We haven't had any type of stability for the last 2 seasons.
Totally agree.
So it's impossible for them to thrive and flourish in the right way. But in all honesty, Archie Gray and Berger, they've both done a very good job of even doing what they have done at their age without any guidance and any support around them, because literally Archie carried us last season. Just finally on Vicario then, because we were saying, you know, we give all the plaudit, all the credits to Kinski. I don't think any of us really care if we see the back of Vicario.
Goodbye.
It sounds like he's already done, doesn't it? It sounds like, from what we're hearing, that he's already agreed to move to Milan.
I don't know how he's getting that move. Did they win the Serie A last night? I'm not actually sure. Did they needed to.
But you know what? I think maybe like in a league like that, with all due respect to Serie A, I think, you know, it's not as physical. You know, you're not having to battle and tussle. And I think that's been one of his issues in terms of corners. I think we've all said this with Kinski, is that he seems a lot more comfortable, confident, commanding of the box. Doesn't flap. You know,
Much more commanding.
Doesn't give you that worry, does he? Like, you don't think you're going to concede every 5 minutes. And I think that's the thing with Vicario, that the thing about Vicario is he had a good season the first season, but he just got rattled. I think it was at Goodison Park with Moyes, you know, didn't recover. I think even the week before that in the FA Cup, it was at home to Man City where Pep done him from the corner and just hasn't ever been able to mentally recover. I just think that I like Kinski. I think it's been reported this week. There's other options out there. Yeah. James Trafford's one I'd like to look at in the summer. I like Dean Henderson. I think Dean Henderson's a really good goalkeeper at Palace. So I think, overhaul, long term, when we stay in the Premier League, I think that goalkeeping position is a key one come the summer. Definitely. Because I like Kinski. I think from what I've seen, does he warrant a long-term number one? I'm not too sure.
Agreed, yeah.
But I think that's an area we have to, look at in the summer. I like a lot of areas, like we know, Abs. It's going to need a lot of
surgery.
There's going to be a lot in the summer.
It needs so much surgery, and not just on the pitch. It needs surgery from the top. And if
agree.
we do stay up, the first thing I want to see on the 25th of May, on that Monday morning,
Johan Lang.
is that Johan Lang
gone.
And Vinay Venkatesham.
What, if everyone saw it, there was this Vinay Venkatesham.
He can't even clap, can he? He couldn't even clap in sync, could he?
Well, do you know what? I don't care if he can clap. As long as his legs can walk himself out of my football club, I will be happy.
I don't think he could do that either.
That would be, isn't it? That would be the first thing, announce that.
That's the first thing.
Announce that after the Everton game. We've just stayed up. We're delighted to announce that we
thank you for your contribution.
Thank you for your contribution.
There's a button to eject him out the stadium at full time.
Just catapult him out.
No, that has to be the first thing on that Monday morning. They have to be gone.
Oh, gone.
Right, let's move on. Let's look ahead then to Leeds. Of course, home game. It's not pretty. We're actually 19th in terms of home form.
Second worst, isn't it?
Yeah.
Madly on that, Abs. Points. I think we've got the third. Isn't this insane? We've got the third best away record in the Premier League, right? Bearing in mind we're battling relegation.
Yeah.
And the second worst home form in the Premier League.
We're just behind Arsenal.
Stop the count. Stop the count.
I feel dizzy looking at that. But at home, it's not been good one bit. Do you feel like the Brighton game was obviously a real gut punch, but that atmosphere and everyone being behind it, and obviously now the football that we're starting to see, do you think that this can be a turning point for us at home?
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, look, I think that last home game, we saw so many good things in that Brighton game, didn't we? Bar the result. And I just think, given what we've seen the last few weeks, the Wolves game, of course, and of course this win we've had now, obviously at the weekend, that there will be a confidence now, I think, for fans in the stadium. Again, it goes back to Sonny's point. Depending on what happens on that Saturday, because this is going to be the key thing, isn't it? On that Saturday as to what happens, Spurs could be going into the game on Monday night in the bottom three.
Yeah.
Or we could be out of it, and you just know that kind of one win, 4 points more could keep us safe. So, critical game. I said it earlier with Leeds. I think Leeds have been so impressive because they've played really without any real fear and have just given everything every game. And I think that's why you've got to be concerned about them, because they will come and give us a game. I think that's the key, isn't it, Sonny? They will come and give us a game, Leeds.
Yeah, they've been really impressive. I haven't got the stats for it, but they've been so impressive the last couple of...
Calvert-Lewin's just been...
He would have been a nice snip for us up top, maybe. But Okafor as well, good player. Joe Rodon, like the whole defence. They just look like a really good unit. But, put into consideration that Daniel Farke was down as one of the first managers to be sacked in the summer.
Him, didn't they?
Yeah.
They nearly got rid of him. But it's good. Sometimes you just got to ride out the wave. If they're 14th currently, 43 points. Can we catch them? Just doing some maths in my head.
Probably not. 40. No, not them.
Yeah, we could.
I think we can. We could catch him.
I think if we win all their remaining games. If we win all our remaining games and Chelsea lose all theirs, I think we're only 2 points behind Chelsea.
Oh my God, could you imagine? So funny. But we
Don't sack McFarlane.
They're 6 points ahead of us, and Forest are 5 points ahead of us. I think that let's be honest, they're both probably
it's just us and Spam.
It's just just us and them. But they have been exceptional. They've been really good of late. Yeah. Really good. I don't know. It's the home form. It's
2 wins all season at home in the Premier League.
Last season wasn't much better either, was it?
No. That again. That's the thing, isn't it? Away from home, clearly the players are confident because maybe they haven't got that pressure of being at home.
Do you think that's what? What do you actually think? It is?
Yeah. Look. Also, though, it doesn't like being brought up enough, but we did normalise losing games in the last 12, 18 months. We have.
Yeah.
As much as we wanted to win the Europa League, I think it wasn't to the utter detriment of what the domestic form has become. But the home form, I don't know whether it's a case
big day out, isn't it? It was when John McGinn said it. John McGinn said, go into that away dressing game.
Why is it still a big day out? We've been in that stadium for 6 going on 7 years.
I still think it's impressive. You still have people now, they go to the box and go, oh, your stadium, it's lovely. Not, it's a fortress, I'm intimidated, I'm worried to go down the high road and, it's spooky.
We're talking about professional footballers here, like it's a stadium. It's a stadium.
It's quite luxurious.
But this is why, again, I was terrified of.
And also that touristy fan. Like I hear people go like, "Oh, I went. You're not a Spurs fan. Why are you going?" Like
there's attractions and stuff to do.
Day out. That's it. Day out.
If I was a footballer, if I'd gone to the stadium once or twice, the novelty's
going to wear off. It was John McGinn. What I was going to say was,
John McGinn
he said in an interview, you go there, they've got the lovely soaps in the bathrooms, the away. Our away dressing room is nicer than some home dressing rooms. You go to Stamford Bridge, it's
half the
a
problem.
dump.
That's half the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think they love
half
it.
the problem.
So Leeds will turn up. They'll have lovely showers. They'll, it'll be really nice. But we got to get into them early. That's what it is.
Sorry, the pressure's off for Leeds, isn't it? I mean, that's the thing I think you've seen in the recent weeks. Leeds are quite confident they're not going to get relegated. So that's what they've been playing.
So it's a shame they're not in that FA Cup final because they'd be more up for that. Yeah. But then we got Chelsea to.
Which was it was a bit of a weird fixture, that one as well, because for the FA Cup game you thought they would be a lot more up for it, but they just I don't know if the occasion got to them or not. But this should be a really good game.
And also, like the fact as well is De Zerbi's had a few more days on the training ground with the players. Does that help? I'm not sure about players coming back, but certainly on the element of having a few more days training time. I mean, right now I'd imagine.
That helps
I mean,
a lot.
I don't know if you guys agree. Like this last few days, I'm trying to remember like a more positive start to a week that we've had. I know I put the jinx on it about injuries, but even like last week with the Monday, you lose Simmons for the season.
Yeah.
Solanke's injured. Like the players going into training this week on the Monday and Tuesday, there must be like an uplift now, thinking, do you know what? There has to be. Like last week's, I think, as well, because like you said, Abs, like the Wolves performance took away from the gloss of getting 3 points. And then, again, I meant that point, you lose the players on top of that. This week, for the first time in I don't know how many months, there should be like a real...
Bilbao.
Yeah, probably. Like, you have to think about it. It's going to be the first time in like months that everyone should be buzzing.
I think that there will be. I feel like there probably will be a new sense of belief. The same that we've got a little bit of belief in us.
Yeah.
That will definitely be
100% rub off on the players. And that's why it's important, Abs. I'm sure they will, the fans. I know the fans will at home. That's the thing that people got to remember is that, I've seen this narrative building around Spurs fans throughout the season, and Frank almost endorses the fact that we were part of the problem. Like,
And said it as well.
But the thing about, the players were kind of getting into a huddle and walking off, as a kind of self-preservation of, fan reaction. But I'm thinking, well, hold on a second. These were the same fans that turned out against Nottingham Forest 15, 20 minutes, or even like an hour before with the bus beforehand. We didn't get the right result. It really annoys me that there's that narrative out there. There's a narrative out there, Spurs fans, we've been part of the problem. Well, hold on, we've been behind the team all season. We've seen some of the worst football in the last 2 years. Yes, you had a trophy within that. But a domestic form for a club like Tottenham has been on the floor.
Unacceptable.
Been on the floor, and still the fans have been behind the team.
I agree. I think it's a disgrace that we get put in this bracket. At the end of the day, we've got the highest season ticket prices.
Yeah.
You pay that to go and watch football. And yes, you're not going to win every game, not to sound like Thomas Frank, but you're not going to win every game. But what you do at the bare minimum is put in a performance. When I've seen those players walk down the tunnel or not go over to the fans, I think it's a disgrace.
That's why.
At the end of the day, you are nothing without your fans. And your fans are not happy. And they're not just not happy with the players and the application, they're not happy with the board, they're not happy with the ownership, they're not happy with the manager. It's not just on that. But what you do on the pitch is what is going to give fans
100%.
something. You can lose a game of football, but your application and how hard you try, that is what comes across cold, clear as day to the fan base. And if you don't put in that, whilst we're sitting here paying out hard-earned money in this cost of living crisis as well, we're still going home and away for you lot. I don't care if you lot aren't happy with us. Because at the end of the day, and I can't remember who said it the other day, they all get to go home and get in the G-Wagon and whatever, and that's absolutely fine. That's your job, no problem. So if that's your job, do it.
And that's why, again, on the final day, like, if we do stay up, that's why, like, as much as it should maybe be a collective about everyone embrace everyone, like, I don't care. I'm going to be embracing, whether it's you, Sonny, like, as fans, I don't really care. I mean, again, with the players, like, all due respect, like, De Zerbi is the one. I know the players are going to then perform and great to perform for a week, but De Zerbi is the one that's now put us in this position
100%.
with his mentality. So, on that final day, if we stay up, I'm going to be turning to the people around me in that stadium, this is for us.
Not saying thank you. I'm not saying thank you.
It's not for the players.
It won't be saying thank you to the team, because at the end of the day...
Because of where we are.
Yeah, they still shouldn't have end-of-season awards or any of that rubbish.
Oh, my God.
Just give it to De Zerbi.
Who even would get that?
I don't know.
I don't know if I said it to you last week, on that end-of-season comp.
I don't know.
What on earth are you putting on it?
But Tottenham will, because
other than De Zerbi's 7 minutes.
But the reality is, though, Tottenham's failure to read the room means they will do it. But all I'm saying is the fact is that if we stay up, we should be bound down to De Zerbi.
Who would you give as player of the season?
Oh, my God. Player of the season.
I'll be honest, if you actually look at his stats, depending on his starts, Richarlison's probably been our best player. I think he's got... What's he got? Has he got
I think
10
it's
goals?
11 goals now.
11 goals?
I think it's 11.
That's all right.
Yeah.
And
So
big
hard.
points as well. You've got to remember that. Big points. So maybe...
Isn't that sad, though? Like, I'm sitting there thinking, I can't even give you an answer.
Apart from that,
just
you
how
can't.
bad the season has been.
I think Archie Gray would be young player. I don't
barely-
think he's been good enough
He's barely
to be...
featured, though, isn't he, under De Zerbi, when you think about it?
Yeah, which I think makes sense, because it's like, to entrust him in that midfield at this stage of the season is...
I actually don't know. I mean, I like Richarlison's work rate, but I mean, God, it's a dark day, isn't it? now it's time for our Bet Builder with BetMGM. Remember that you can download the app or head to betmgm.co.uk. Guys, let's kick this off then. I'll go first. I think there's going to be over 1.5 goals.
I feel like we're not going to keep those clean sheets. I'm still worried that our clean sheet, even at the end of the game against Villa.
I so wanted that clean sheet. I
would have been great.
really wanted it.
The one time we deserved it.
Yeah.
But we are getting amongst the goals, aren't we? So, which is positive at this time.
Moving the ball quicker, by our standards, we can call
we're in the
it
opposition
amongst
box,
the
aren't we? I mean, that's more of an improvement.
What are you going for, Rick?
I'm going to go for Tottenham to win and both teams to score. I think, like you said there, I mean, I don't see how we're going to keep a clean sheet, especially at home. You know, look at the amount of goals we've conceded at home. But I do think Tottenham will score more than one. I think Tottenham and Leeds games, generally in the past, have been quite entertaining affairs. There's always been goals in them, right? They're not normally goalless games. Don't want to put the jinx on it. So, yeah, I'm going to go Tottenham to win, 60-40 confident, and both teams to score.
What are you going for?
I'm going to go for over 6.5 corners, because I think against the Villa game, the goal came from a corner. That winner goal from Richarlison, it got recycled. We're really good at that. So it's just, I think, set pieces. Apart from that win against Villa, one of our best things we're good at.
What about that celebration by Andreas Jorgensen and De Zerbi both at the same time? That was brilliant.
Yeah, it's just amazing how different we feel off of one win.
And also, the
Imagine if we get two.
Bet Builder came in last week, so very jubilant.
It is. What a week. What a week it's been.
We're ticking all the boxes.
It's actually so weird. I also forgot that we beat Wolves. I just said, can we get another one? And I actually forgot that we beat Wolves.
We should have had three. Brighton should also have been a win.
Yeah.
We should have had three.
I know we switched on.
God, that Wolves game was so...
I think it's back to February 2025 since we last had 3 wins in a row.
What the hell?
February 2025 was the last time
I think it's the last time we won 3 Premier League games in a row.
Well, hopefully that changes this weekend. All right, that is all that we've got time for now on Inside Spurs, but we'll be back next week. Don't forget, this show is sponsored by BetMGM. Download the app or visit betmgm.co.uk, 18+, gambleware.org. Please do gamble responsibly. Thank you to Sonny and to Rick, and of course, up the Spurs!
Come on!